I don't know if you guys know or if it's a little known secret that actually House of CB and Old Polly at one time were beefing, right? They were arguing, the girls were tussling. However, I actually like them both, but I wanted to do this video to share with you guys what I think you should go for each brand for, okay? In some ways they are similar, although less so now, but I wanted to highlight the features of each brand and let you know how I shop each brand and how I think you guys should too. So I have a few categories and I'm going to explain to you where I think each brand fits. So the first category I'm calling best features. And so this is about what I think each brand is best for. I think House of CB are very good at cut, fit and shape. So if you are looking for an outfit that is cut very well, if you're looking for a corset, if you're looking for something that maybe has a pinned waist, actually Frankie's shop do something kind of similar. A lot of their clothes have really good shape cut into them. They have a blouse that's kind of really nipped in at the waist, and House of CB do something that's quite similar in that a lot of their tops, a lot of their dresses, they have very defined waists in them. So if you are looking for something that's kind of going to give you an hourglass shape, something that's going to accentuate the shape that you already have, then between the two of them, House of CB is going to be the place I'm going to go to. Even in some of their suit like pieces or less fitted pieces, they're still going to give you more of an exaggerated shoulder, a smaller nipped in waist and a bit extra on the hips. So they are very good at accentuating femininity, accentuating shape, right? I think that's their best feature. Old Polly, on the other hand, I think that their best feature, or what they do the best, is embellishments. Guys, I have a dedicated video about the best embellished dresses on Old Polly. I have tried out loads of Old Polly dresses and loads of different styles, and I would say of all of the things that they do embellishments the best. However, you do need to be particular about the embellishments. So I would say their best type of embellishments are those found in the Artisan collection or the Artisan 2 collection. They have tons of dresses in that collection, but they have a particular type of embellishment that has pearls and kind of iridescent clear beading. Yeah, they really put their foot in that embellishment. So if you are looking for a dress that's really shiny, maybe it's a dress for an occasion, a very standout dress, then Old Polly is going to be where I go to. They also have a more recent style of embellishment. They have a dress as part of that collection that I put on my best dresses list called the Soraya, but that line of embellishment also looks very good. I haven't seen it look bad on anyone. So if you are looking for embellishment, then I'm going to go with Old Polly, and if you are looking for cut and shape, then I'm going to go with House of CB. So the next category is sizing. Old Polly sizing is definitely more generous, guys. If you have any concerns about size, then I would recommend going with Old Polly. Old Polly, in most of their styles, they start from a UK size 4, which is a US size 2, and they go up to a UK size 18, which is a US 14. So both brands actually don't do very much plus, which is unfortunate, right? I'd love it if they had more of a plus offering and were a bit more size inclusive, but of the two, Old Polly is more so. And also a lot of Old Polly styles, even the embellished styles, have stretch. So you are more likely, if you are maybe a UK size 20, even a size 22, you are more likely to be able to fit into some of the styles that they have in Old Polly. And actually, Old Polly's sizing is actually quite generous. They don't actually have many styles that don't have stretch in them, and actually in the descriptions of their dresses they will have a stretch factor. If you check out the composition, you usually are able to figure out how stretchy most of their styles are. So I would say if you are maybe looking for more comfort or you have any reservations around sizing, then I would suggest going with Old Polly. If you were looking for super generous sizing, then I would probably put like Club L London a bit more towards this end. But on this scale with Old Polly and House of CB, Old Polly's here, House of CB's way back here. Do not traumatize yourself by going and trying anything on at House of CB, okay? I would say that their sizing either runs true to size or small, okay? It can be a bit humbling picking up dresses from House of CB. They do have stores, so I would say with House of CB, if you do have a store near you, then I think it's worth going to that store and trying them on. I recently took a trip to the Oxford Street store, which is actually quite nice in there. It was super busy though, so I was lining up for like a good half an hour to get into the fitting room, and I would also suggest going with somebody to help you. I think because of the way that they cut their clothing, it's very body conscious, but not body conscious in the sense that it's stretchy, body conscious in the sense that I think that they do design their clothing to kind of hold or, you know, snatch your body, okay? So their stuff is not made to kind of like skim or, you know, fall along. It's made to fit. Okay, so most of the styles that I've tried, and I've tried quite a lot, you guys can check out all of my House of CB hauls on my channel, right? I own quite a lot of House of CB. Most of it I have needed help to get into, and most of it I have had to order my size or slightly bigger. So I usually wear a size medium or large in House of CB. It depends, right? They do actually go up to an extra large in most of their sizes. They don't do sizing in the same way that Old Polly does. So they don't have the numbers, they have the letters. So they go from an extra small, which they're saying is a UK size 6 to 8. So they don't go as small as Old Polly does. And then they go up to a size, they call it an L plus, which is a size 14 to 16. So they don't go as big as Old Polly does. And I would say that this L plus 14 to 16, depending on what you are trying on, I think you could very easily be a size 12 and need the L plus. Okay, so I definitely think that their sizing is not as generous. I think if you are anywhere bigger than a size 14, then you may struggle to fit some of these styles because it really does depend on your shape. So yeah, between the two, if you are looking for a brand maybe that's more generous with their sizing, has more of a sizing variation, is a bit easier to shop in that sense, then I would go with Old Polly. So the next category that I have is cost. Old Polly is not as expensive as House of CB. Okay, so it's more affordable. You are more likely to be able to find something at more of an affordable price there. I also would recommend shopping their sale. They do usually have quite a consistent discounted section. So even when it's not during maybe the summer sale or the seasonal sale, you can usually go on there and find some items that are discounted. They don't usually have tons of sizes available, but if you keep an eye on the website, you will usually be able to find things that are discounted throughout the year. I would say that the average price ranges anywhere from like £40 up to 80. I would say most of their dresses fall in between there, but they do have some maybe more casual items available. They have like a loungewear range, and they have bow and tee, which is like more sportswear where the price point is a bit lower. And if you are shopping the sale, then it's not unusual to find dresses that are like £35, even probably down to like £20 and £15 if you're super lucky. So if you are more conscious maybe of how much you're going to spend, or you want to get maybe a bit more for your money, then Old Polly, right? House of CB is the more expensive of the two. I would say a House of CB dress ranges anywhere from maybe £100 to 200. Yeah, so most of their dresses I would say fit somewhere in between that price range. They also don't have sales very often. So what I usually do with House of CB is wait for the seasonal sales. They will have like a summer sale, a Christmas sale, Boxing Day sale. So you can usually bet on getting maybe 20% off or something like that during those periods. When they do have discounts, their discounts aren't usually super big. So I think the max I've seen discounted for them is like 25%. You're definitely not gonna find anything that's like 70% off or anything like that. Sometimes in their sale, they do have items that are discontinued. So you might find like a top or a dress that it will say it will not be coming back in stock. And for those styles, you might be able to find something for maybe £40 or £50, somewhere around there. But I've actually never seen anything that's less than 40. Unless it was like a bra top or something like that. They do have loungewear. Their loungewear is just as expensive as the dresses and the tops. And they do have swim. So I guess if you wanted to shop something that was maybe a bit cheaper, then it would have to be swim or maybe some of their casual tops. But outside of that, you're looking at paying £100 plus for anything that they have. So the next category is quality. House of CB, between the two, their quality, in my opinion, is better. I think for most of what they offer, the price is worth it. I think that they are also a bit more consistent with their quality. So you can pretty much guarantee that no matter what you pick up, the quality is going to be the same. Opoly's quality varies. So they do have some pieces that are really, really good quality, and actually quality that could rival House of CB. And considering the price point, I think it's really worth it, which is why I do shop with them also. However, it is more inconsistent, so it's a bit more hit and miss. Shopping them online is harder, and they don't have stores. So with them, I usually find myself ordering with less expectations. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but basically, if I've got an event to go to and I need a top, if I go to House of CB, I know I'm gonna order the top and the top's gonna be cute, right? The question I'm gonna have is if I'm gonna be able to fit into the top, right? So what I consider when I'm shopping there is different to when I'm shopping Opoly. If I see a nice top on Opoly and I've got an event coming, I'm probably gonna order 2 or 3 tops, because if the top that I think is gonna look nice comes and the quality is not really there, or you know, it just looks a bit off, then at least I've got a few other options. I'm probably certain I'm going to be able to fit into it, but you know, the quality is going to be what I consider. So that's not to say that their quality is bad. It's just, it depends a lot on the style. So it depends a lot on if you're getting embellished, and if you're getting embellished, what type of embellishment. And then if you are getting patterns, I think they struggle a bit with patterns as well. What I've ordered that has had patterns on it, I haven't always loved. However, if you are buying something that's like what I've got on, that's kind of maybe a bit more body conscious, then the material that they use is never see-through or anything like that. So you kind of got more of a guarantee with that. But then there are some other styles. If you guys have watched my recent review of their Summer Prelude collection, they used a material that was like, had a really high shine on it, which was really hard to see on the website. So I would say you just need to be more considerate about the quality and the material that they use at Opoly. Okay, so the next category I have is the taste level, because I couldn't figure out what else to call this. But basically, when I say taste level, I'm talking about what vibe each brand gives, right? So the House of CB vibe is definitely, in my opinion, she's a bit more expensive, right? If you watch all of their promos, if you watch their marketing, she's a lady. She might be maybe in her 20s, in her 30s, even in her 40s, but basically she's got her shit together. Okay, she knows how to dress, she's expensive, she has high standards. So if there's an event where that's the vibe I want to give, then that's where I'm going. I definitely think the House of CB vibe is a bit more grown up and a bit more serious than Opoly. I think Opoly's vibe can be similar depending on what you pick up from them, but overall Opoly is definitely, in my opinion, a bit more playful. She's a bit more youthful. I think maybe they target the same age range, but she is definitely a bit more carefree. If I want to be a bit more unusual, a bit less classic, a bit more trendy, right, I'm gonna go with Opoly. If I want something that's a bit more classic, if I want something that is a bit less trendy, then I'm gonna go with House of CB. Some of the clothing that I have from House of CB is from like years ago, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they still have them on their website, and they might like change up the colorways or change up the way that they style it on the model, but it's still the same style. So I find that a lot of their pieces are quite timeless. You know, you can never go wrong with a corset. A corset's always going to be more of a classic shape. I think because they lean a lot on kind of hourglass shaping of their clothes, you are more likely to have clothing from them, I think, that you can wear for years and years and years. So if I'm looking for a dress for maybe like a wedding or a gala or a black tie event, right, I'm more likely to go to House of CB first. And then if I can't see anything on there that I really like, then I might go to Opoly and have a quick look. But Opoly is more like if I'm going to a festival, if it's a birthday, but you know, it's a fun birthday, if I'm going on holiday, something like that. But overall, guys, I love both the brands. I shop both of the brands. I just thought it might be helpful for any of you who are new to either or both of the brands to get an idea of what I think each brand is best at. So I hope you guys have found this helpful. Do let me know if you've got any comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.